Hello, family. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Fern Gully Freedom Farm. Today, I'm going to be cutting down one of these trees up here. And I don't know if I'm pointing at the right one, but up here I'm cutting down the tree. I'm going to try to make it come on the other side of this tree right here. So it should look pretty cool. And for anybody that's watching, any trees I cut down, I use.
I would have 3 a day. So I would wake up, I would do an early morning workout where it was 2 hours.
You think it was the rage that built you? Huh? That fury, that fire they sparked inside you, that storm you kept caged behind your teeth. You really believe that's what made you strong? Let me break it to you slowly, painfully, the only way truth ever arrives. Rage is cheap. Anyone can burn the world down when they're mad enough. That's easy. That's weak. You know what's hard? Huh? Real hard? Waking up every day, swallowing the same poison, hearing the same laughs behind your back, feeling the same blade twist in your chest from people you once swore you'd die for, and not snapping. That's discipline. That's real power. Not explosions, not tantrums. Control. Cold, calculated, silent control. That's what made you dangerous. And see, people got it twisted. They see a man walking, quiet, keeping to himself, not screaming, not swinging. They call him weak. They call him soft. But I know what that silence hides. I know the war inside your head. You've buried battles no one ever saw. You've bled in rooms with no windows. You've built empires out of ashes, your own ashes. You trained yourself to smile when everything inside you begged to scream. And that's why they're afraid of you. Not because you shouted, not because you broke something, but because you didn't. You couldn't. You wanted to, but you didn't. They pushed you, tested you, lied to your face, stabbed your back, and you just kept moving. You didn't beg. You didn't whine. You didn't throw a fit. You studied. You trained. You waited. You evolved. That's what real monsters do. Not bark, not bite. Just observe, sharpen, and when the moment comes, strike once. Silence again. You know who survives in the end? Not the loudest. Not the one with the biggest fists or the angriest screams. It's the disciplined. The one who shows up even when he's broken. The one who works when nobody's watching. The one who doesn't post his pain. Doesn't seek sympathy. Doesn't crumble when left alone. That's you. And they don't even see it coming, do they? They're too busy underestimating, laughing, mocking, thinking they've broken you because you didn't react. But that's the trap, isn't it? You weren't silent because you lost. You were silent because you were loading. Let them laugh. Let them think they've won. That's the funniest part. They think your quiet is weakness when it's actually your reload time, the calm before your storm. You're not done. You're just not loud about it You're the kind of person who takes pain, turns it into fuel, takes betrayal, turns it into plans, takes loss, turns it into legacy. That's the kind of threat they can't measure, because you're not burning with rage anymore. You're freezing with purpose. And that, my friend, is scarier than any scream. They thought breaking you would be the end of your story. It was just the end of your kindness, the end of your softness. What's left is focus, brutal, disciplined.
Greetings, NRVC family of customers and friends. A couple of brief disclosures.
And that's the version they can't predict. You used to fight for people. Now you fight for the vision, the future, the silence. And every step you take now, it terrifies them. Because you're not shouting. You're not swinging wildly. You're thinking. You're moving strategically. And that kind of danger, it doesn't come with warning signs. It comes with aftermaths. So remember this. Whenever you start to feel like you lost your edge, like you're too calm, too detached, remind yourself, rage is a flicker. Discipline is a flame. One dies quick, the other burns forever. You don't need to prove anything. Your scars already speak volumes. Your silence already screams louder than their noise. Keep walking. Keep working. And when the day comes, they'll see. They'll see exactly what they created. And it won't be rage that destroys them. It'll be the monster that patience built. You remember those nights you sat in silence, don't you? Eyes wide open, staring at a ceiling that never answered your questions. Those weren't just sleepless nights. They were sharpening sessions. You were molding yourself in the dark while the rest of them slept easy, thinking the game was over. They had no idea the real game hadn't even started. You weren't losing. You were transforming. Quietly. Painfully. Every betrayal. A lesson. Every failure. A map. Every lie they told you. A reminder of why softness had to die. They thought you were just suffering. Number, you were building. You were becoming. Piece by piece. Controlled. Cold. Focused. You didn't raise your voice. You raised your standards. And now look at them. Still running their mouths. Still trying to trigger the old version of you. They want that unfiltered rage. That emotional wreck. The guy who reacts. Who pleads. Who bleeds in front of them. But that version's dead. You buried him without a funeral. What stands in his place now is a man with eyes like a scalpel, precise and unmerciful. You're not here to entertain their drama anymore. You're not here to seek revenge either. You're here to build something that outlives the noise, to create results so real so undeniable that they won't have the guts to say your name without swallowing regret. And they will regret it. Not because you got angry, but because you didn't. Because you didn't break down in front of them. Because you didn't go begging for closure. You just vanished. You vanished into a darker version of yourself. And in that void, you trained. You leveled up. You grew into a silence so loud it echoes in every room you once stood in. And that echo, it haunts them. Because it reminds them they lost something irreplaceable. You, your presence, your loyalty, your time, your mind. And when someone like you detaches, that's not just loss. That's devastation. But let me tell you why discipline is feared more than rage. Rage is messy. It's reactive. It's emotional. It burns everything, including the one who holds it. But discipline is a scalpel. Clean, silent, sharp. It doesn't shout. It doesn't warn. It doesn't miss.
Finally, Yasso, a ridiculously creamy, dip, chip, sandwiched ice cream-like experience that's super snackable and made with Greek yogurt. So, ice cream, get the whoop out of our freezer. Yasso, love it or it's free. Finally!
You didn't survive all this by accident. You didn't walk through hell just to be average. You didn't lose everything just to play nice again. You were forced into a corner. Life left you no choice but to evolve. And you didn't evolve into a bigger monster. You became the surgeon of your own resurrection. Controlled, calculated, quiet. You stopped reacting. That's when you became lethal. That's when the fear started creeping in around them. Because they couldn't read you anymore. They couldn't play your emotions like piano keys anymore. You stopped being the puppet. You cut the strings, and suddenly you were the one holding the scissors. That silence, that's power. That stillness, that's intelligence. You watch, you measure, you wait. And when you move, it's surgical. It's final. It's something no rage-fueled fool can ever compete with. People forget. Rage is loud, but undisciplined. It'll punch a wall and break its own hand. Discipline builds the wall that traps their entire world. You don't waste energy anymore. You don't chase closure. You give them distance. You don't argue. You replace. You don't scream, "Watch me." You just let your actions be the nightmare they never wake up from. You became the thing they can't outstalk.
91 degrees out there today,
Can't
family.
outlast.
Stay hydrated.
Can't outrun. You didn't let rage drive you. You let silence sculpt you. And now you walk different. You speak less. You move smarter. You think sharper. You execute faster. That's what danger really looks like. Not a beast screaming in the streets, but a ghost in the system. Unseen, unbothered, unmatched. You went from being the story they laughed at to the silence that exposes their weakness. And you did it not by losing control, but by mastering it. You know what really scares them now? It's not that you're angry. It's that you're not. It's that you don't flinch anymore. That you don't explain yourself. That you don't react when they poke. You just stare. You just nod. You just disappear. That's the part they didn't plan for. They were ready for the chaos, the yelling, the breakdowns, but they weren't ready for the version of you that doesn't need an audience, that doesn't chase answers, that doesn't bleed for people who'd watch you die and still say it was your fault. You became a mystery they can't decode anymore. And people hate what they can't understand. They fear what they can't control. And you turned into something ungovernable. See, that discipline, it's not just about routines and hard work. No, it's about restraint. It's about denying your own urges to slap the hell out of someone who deserves it. It's about smiling while they gossip, knowing damn well the truth would burn their whole lie-built world to the ground. It's about walking away when everything in you wants to throw hands. That's not weakness. That's God-tier strength. And most people don't have it. They act on impulse. You act on principle. They chase validation. You chase legacy. They want attention. You want results. And that's why they hate you, even when they say they love you. They don't know how many times you could have exposed them, destroyed them, humiliated them, but you didn't. Not because you couldn't, but because you're too focused, too evolved, because their drama is a distraction and you got bigger demons to kill inside every day.
Oh, God. I am getting destroyed. I think they were taking it easy on me.
Oh, that does so much damage. Yeah, how you like it?
Block it.
You think they could survive what you've survived? You think they could carry your weight without collapsing? Number, they'd fold, they'd cry, they'd post quotes online and beg for pity. You didn't do that. You went silent. You built in the dark. And now the light doesn't even tempt you. You found peace in shadows. You found home in the chaos. And that's the type of discipline that separates you from the herd. You know what's wild? You used to explain yourself, defend yourself, try to prove your intentions, make people see your heart, make them understand you were different, that you were loyal, that you were real. And all it did was drain you, hurt you, exhaust you. Now, you let them misunderstand you. You let them assume. You let them paint whatever image they want, because you don't owe anyone clarity anymore. You owe yourself peace. You owe yourself progress. And every time you bite your tongue instead of snapping back, every time you walk away instead of exploding, every time you choose growth over revenge, you win. Quietly, permanently, painfully for them. And that's what discipline does. It changes your appetite. You stop craving attention and start craving results. You stop needing to be liked and start needing to be respected. You stop begging for love and start demanding loyalty. You stop explaining your worth and start living like it's unquestionable. You become so solid that no storm can shake you, so sharp that no lie can dull you, so silent that your absence screams louder than their presence ever could. That's power. That's what they fear, not rage. Rage is predictable, but discipline? Discipline is unpredictable. It's the sniper in a world of loud gunshots, the slow drip of poison instead of the obvious stab. It's surgical, tactical, lethal. And now you move like a shadow. No noise, no warning, just impact, just change, just results. You're not here to make a scene. You're here to build one. One where your enemies don't even know they've lost until they're buried in the silence you left behind. That's who you are now. That's what they made when they broke the old you. Not a monster, not a villain, but something worse. A weapon, refined by restraint. A danger, honed by discipline. You're not driven by rage. You're driven by purpose. And that's why they can't sleep anymore. Let's talk about that silence again, because it's not just a lack of noise, it's a language. And you speak it fluently now. It's not that you don't feel anymore. It's that you've learned to channel those feelings into something unstoppable. That fire, you didn't let it consume you. You made it your forge. You didn't scream when they betrayed you. You didn't post when they mocked you. You didn't beg when they replaced you. You just built day after day, brick after brick. While they laughed, you planned. While they partied, you plotted. While they pointed fingers, you pointed inward and fixed every broken piece they left behind. And now, look at you. Not louder, not more emotional, just more precise, more unshakable. That's not a glow up. That's not revenge. That's discipline in its final form. Becoming untouchable. And what they don't realize is they trained you. Every time they disrespected you, they sharpened your edges. Every time they left you out, they fueled your focus. Every time they let you down, they lifted your standards. You were forged by the same hands that tried to break you. That's the irony. They built the weapon they now fear. They just didn't expect you to carry it this well. They thought pain would destroy you. They didn't know pain was your professor. And failure? That was your syllabus. Betrayal? Your textbook. You studied every cut, every loss, every tear, and you graduated with honors in never again. Now, you don't just walk different, you calculate every step. You don't just breathe different, you use every breath to stay 10 moves ahead. They can't bait you anymore. You've seen too much, felt too deep, bled too long. And when you realize you're the only one you can count on, that's when everything changes. That's when the noise becomes useless. The fake smiles lose value. The compliments sound hollow because you've built something they can't touch. An inner code, a standard, a silence that no lie, no manipulation, no drama can penetrate. But here's the thing no one wants to admit being disciplined hurts. It's lonely. It's isolating. It's not for the faint-hearted. People think it's just about grinding. No, it's about grieving too. Grieving the old you. The one who used to trust too fast, give too much, believe too quickly. That version died for a reason, and his death birthed someone colder, smarter, stronger. Not because you wanted to be that way, but because life left you no other choice. You didn't choose to be this cold. You chose not to burn anymore. And the only way to stop burning is to freeze. And in that frost, you found clarity. You found peace. You found control. And now, you don't waste time proving anything. You're done explaining. You're done defending. If they don't get it, let them stay confused. If they don't believe in you, let them stay blind. You're not here for their applause. You're here for your own evolution. Your mission is bigger than validation. Your discipline is louder than their doubt. Your silence is heavier than their words. Let them talk. Let them twist stories. Let them rewrite the past. You keep building, keep moving, keep climbing, because when it's all said and done, the results will speak louder than the rumors. And when they finally see you standing at the summit, the same one they tried to block you from, just smile. Not out of revenge, but because you know you made it without rage. You made it with discipline. You ever notice how quiet power is? Real power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't post selfies. It doesn't beg to be seen. It just moves. It builds in silence, strikes without noise, and disappears like smoke before anyone even realizes what happened. That's the level you're reaching now. That's where discipline took you. You used to be emotional. You used to let everything in. Every insult, every look, every rejection. It cut deep. It drained you. You gave too much of your energy to things that didn't deserve it. And you thought being soft was strength. That if you just loved hard enough, forgave deep enough, helped often enough, people would stay. They'd respect you. They'd see your heart and protect it. But all it did was teach them how to hurt you better. And now,
Doctor, let's talk about just overall what causes gas and how can we recognize the signs?
Great questions. I see it so many times in my clinic. So what?
now you've learned not how to hate, but how to let go, how to detach, how to focus on what matters without wasting another second proving yourself to people who were never listening. That's discipline too. Letting go of the need to be understood, walking away from what you once begged for, standing still when your entire soul wants to chase after someone who couldn't even respect your presence. You don't chase anymore. Not because you don't care, but because you finally respect yourself too much to run. They mistook your loyalty for weakness, your patience for permission, your love for naivety. And when they saw you go quiet, they thought they won. They thought you gave up. But nah, you were just tired of pouring oceans into cups too small to hold you. You were just done watering people who'd never even offer you a drink when you were dying of thirst. That silence, it wasn't surrender. It was separation from who you were to who you had to become. Now, you don't give warnings, you give results. You don't argue, you level up. You don't announce your moves, you let them echo in the aftermath. And that kind of evolution, that's terrifying to small minds. They want you reactive, emotional, easy to predict, easy to guilt, easy to control. But now you move like winter, cold, silent, unforgiving. And they don't know how to handle it. They try the old games, the old tricks, the old manipulation tactics, but they fall flat. Because you're not emotionally invested anymore. You're not seeking closure. You're not hoping they change. You're building. You're healing. And every day you wake up and choose growth over revenge, focus over chaos, goals over gossip. You win quietly, but completely. And they'll feel it. Oh, they'll feel it in your absence, in the success they weren't invited to, in the peace they can't disturb anymore. They'll feel it in the way you stop replying, in the way you don't explain, in the way you outgrow everything